Do-do-do. 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 Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live. Okay, honey, I think I got myself live on Instagram. You guys, we have a new process for going live on Instagram. And you know, anybody that knows me knows that technology terrifies me. I have to use it for my job, but I hate it. So I'm just gonna blah, blah, blah for a couple minutes while I make sure everything is going. Oh, yeah, we're good. Excellent. So everything looks like it's live. All right, you guys. I'm really excited for our guests. I'm always really excited for my guests, but this week I've got Coach Joe Austin with me. He's here in the Central Texas area. I got to meet him at a free class he gave, and I gotta tell you guys, frankly, when I signed up for it, I was like, it's a networking event. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna maybe meet some people and maybe it'll be cool. And I didn't really plan on signing up for anything, you know. I had been burned by some coaches that I hired this year. People just like not fulfilling their word, and I was like, "Mrah, mrah, mrah, mrah." So I went to this free class, and I was actually really thoroughly impressed by Coach Joe. I got a ton out of what he gave away for free. And I thought to myself, if this is what he's willing to give away for free, I wonder what his actual coaching is like. And you know, I'm like a porcupine. You guys know me. And so I was like, I want to talk to a referral. And he, you know, he was so gracious with me. And everyone that I talk to thinks that he hung the moon. And so you know what, you guys, I decided as of today, Coach Joe Austin is also my business coach. And I want you guys to hear from him because he's got so much knowledge to share. And I love what he's doing, and I wanted to highlight his program. So without further ado, Mr. Joe Austin, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you, Eric. I feel like I have nowhere to go but down from that intro. Okay,
No.
big shoes to fill. Got to fill my own shoes. I'll
Yes,
do my
yes,
best.
you do. A lot of people may not know, not only are you an excellent business coach, but you also used to be a football coach. You want to tell our viewers a little bit
Yeah.
about your background and how we came to meet in Georgetown, Texas?
Yes. I coached college football for 25 years. My last stint for 13 years, I was the head football coach at Southwestern University in Georgetown. Started their football program from scratch. They came and recruited me from the school I was the head coach at before. In 4 years, we built a conference championship team. Within 5 years, we were in the national rankings.
Wow.
And then we continue to do some really great things. But I hit a point in my life where I needed to reevaluate, who I was coaching. And so about 10 years ago, I started taking on consulting clients. And that started with basically high school football teams
Mm.
coming in to help them do the things they needed to do.
Yeah,
That
those
turned
are
in,
their businesses too, right?
they are businesses too. That turned
Yep.
into working with colleges. I worked with colleges and universities in Mexico and in the United States. And I've helped them, planning on whether they're going to add sports and cut sports,
Mm.
and I've consulted with them. And that just led to all kinds of consulting things. And football's changed so much, a lot of it not for the good, maybe. But my tipping point with college football was my daughter, who's 9, going to be 10 in April, kept saying to me, "Hey, Daddy, you're always with the football boys. You've never been to my swim meets." I'm like, "Oh, okay.
Oh.
Maybe it's time for me to reprioritize." And it so happened that I had been building this knowledge base, and I'd been building this customer base of on the business side of consulting clients. It was a good transition. I think it's an important transition though, because
Mm.
small business owners have a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I hate to, this is the darkest we'll go, but the suicide rate among small business owners is high.
Really?
Yeah.
I
If you
did not.
take out soldier and police officer, the top professions for suicide, small business owners in
Why?
all of them. The stress, the financial
Man,
stress, the
I
marital
mean,
stress,
you know,
the feelings
yeah,
of it. And so I don't
yeah.
wake up every day thinking today's the day I'm going to save someone from a divorce or from a suicide, but it happens in my industry. Coaches can absolutely have these type of life-changing impacts on people. So I spent 25 years with young men in their formative years, 18 to 22. And now my coaching focus, I'm a coach. God called me to be a coach. That's my vocation. Now I'm working with business owners. And along the way, if I can save someone from some really big hardships of divorce, of suicide, of any of those things, I would just love to do that. And my mission is still to serve my clients and to pour my heart into them and do everything I can to help them be successful. So my superpower is to help business owners install the systems and processes that they need so they actually have the businesses that they envisioned when they started, not the business that they have today. And that doesn't mean they're doing poorly. But every business owner I talk to is like, yeah, I can help. I can need help with this. I can help with this. I can help with this.
Yeah.
So that's what I do.
No, I love that. Can you say that? Is that like your tagline? If it's not, it should be. Can you say that again? I help businesses have the business they want. Say it again.
I don't know. I'm just talking about what I do.
Oh man, I mean, you said it.
No, I help
Perfect.
businesses install the systems and processes that they need to be the business that the owner dreamed of,
Yeah,
rather
I
than the
love
one that they
that.
have today.
I love that because I literally, I mean, nobody listening should take this as a personal. I'm not talking about any of you lovely people out there. But one of the things Benjamin and I have often talked about is we feel like we're more project-based people. You know what I mean? We want, like, I can go hard out, all out for short periods of time, but then I want to be lazy. I think he calls it, what is it? Ambitiously lazy. That's what he calls it. And so I've often said I would like to, have a different business model where we just do cleanup projects. And so
Sure.
that's one of the things we're going to be working on, is how do I get more of those and how do I have a constant pipeline of those so that we can change the business model. So
Yes.
you just nailed it. I love it. So now one of the things I think it's important. I actually think you just segued into our conversation today,
Oh, good.
talking about those struggles that business owners deal with, right? And as we're, now according to the last administration, and not hey, no, I don't care who you voted for, but the last administration for years now has said, "Oh, we're not in a recession." Even though we've seen if any of you work with businesses, you're seeing the recession, right? The capital is drying up. People are not investing. I mean, it is just
Yeah.
crazy out there. Maybe it's not hitting Austin as hard as some other places, but so what are some things, like what are some of your tips that you would suggest for our viewers to help them through this kind of slowdown? How do they, you know, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So, the question is how do you recession proof your business, right?
yeah.
When you say that, you're really saying, how can I make sales when people have less money to buy? I mean, that's the heart of the
I
matter. That's what
love
you're
it.
right.
Yes.
That's what
Yes.
you're trying to get down to.
Yep.
Okay. So the first thing you have to do is you have to be able to solve the problems of the people in your target market in a way that no one else is. You
Yep.
have to be able to show yourself to be unique. And the goal of this is to have people say, when they have fewer dollars to spread around to the vendors, the things that they buy, they
Yep.
have to be able to say, I am a fool to not have Ericka be my bookkeeper
Yep.
because of how she's making herself be unique. In doing so, you're going to put out what we call a value proposition that eliminates price as the determining factor in the purchase. You have to position yourself as, I am the orange in the bowl of apples. Everyone in my industry is solving the problem this one way or very similar. I'm going to solve this problem, but I'm going to do it in a different way. That when you decide to buy from me or not, it's not
Yeah.
just about the bottom line price, because my package, my bundle, my offering, my value stack, it can take so many different forms, is different than everyone else. And that's the main thing is it gets down to uniqueness, and it gets down into the value that you provide. Now, later on, as we talk, I'm going to give you 4 specific strategies. And then maybe if there's time for honorable mention strategies to be able to do this. But if you just leave with one thing, to recession proof your business, you have to have a value proposition that
Yeah.
totally differentiates yourself from everyone else in your market.
Well, and I love you guys. You got to go check out Coach Joe's YouTube channel. Wait, let me get I got to share my screen here.
Yeah, we're just getting this rolling. I'm football coaches aren't content creators, but I've enjoyed making these short little videos. And Eric, you told me you like some of the clips I drop in, like
Yeah.
some Brooklyn Nine-Nine clips and
Yes.
some things like that. Yeah, there you
So
go.
you've got this video. You guys go check out his YouTube channel. Look at this. The truth about how prospects decide to buy from you or not. I just searched value proposition, and you've got tons of content up here for people to watch. So y'all definitely go check this out. Okay, so then, oh, and you know what else? Hey guys, here's his website, coachjoeaustin.com. Okay, so you can check out more about what he's doing. You can contact him. Free Money Monday. I'm assuming, yep, that brings
It's
us
gonna
to
take you right there.
YouTube.
Yep.
I love it. I love getting those emails on Mondays, by the way. And you guys, he's got various coaching. There's individual coaching, group coaching. This is what I signed up for because I always love to, I crave collaboration, with my job being virtual and the only human beings I see are my mom and my husband. I want to be able to see other human beings out in the world. So I chose the group coaching option, but he's got events and all kinds of things, you guys. So go check out the website for sure. Okay. All right.
Thank
So
you.
what next? What after value proposition? What do you think? Do
Yeah,
you want
so the other piece of this, we went through this nonsense during the pandemic was
to
what's essential, what's not essential, right? If you want to make yourself essential, you've got to provide more value. You just have to be so valuable that people have to have your service, right? And it can be a bookkeeping service. It could be a
That's
shoe
true.
polishing, right? It doesn't matter what it is. You have to make yourself so that the value that you provide is essential to the people in your customer base. For example, I told you I'm going to give you 4 specific strategies. The top 4 strategies to recession-proof your business.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to add value to your podcast with the 4 honorable mentions if there's time. So
All
like,
right.
oh, I thought I was going to get 4, but wait, I got 8.
I
I'm going
love
to
it.
value stack your podcast right
I
now
love it.
with
I
additional
love it. Okay.
strategies and tactics.
I love it. Okay. So what's number 1?
Number 1, we've been talking about it already. It is your market dominating position. It is
Yes.
the
Oh,
way
we were
that
talking about this.
talked about that
Yeah.
today. It is the way that you solve the problems of the people in your target market in a way that no one is. This is foundational for any business. If you have not, in the last year at the most, researched everyone in your industry, looked at what they do, what they don't do, how they present themselves, do they have a niche, and see how you fit in, you are overdue to do this because you might think that you were innovative a year ago. So if you're innovative, somebody's copied you. And now
Yep.
it's time to innovate again. That's the cycle of business. There's only so many things you can patent, copyright, trademark. People are going to steal it. If it's good, they're going to steal it. They're going to adopt those best practices, right? One fast food chain came out with a value meal. Pretty soon
Yeah.
they all had them. One fast food chain came out with the kids
Mm,
meal. Then they all have them, right? If you're innovative, you're going to steal it. Another thing to tell all business owners and executives is you have to totally avoid platitudes. No one believes them. They're garbage and BS. Here's some homework. Watch local commercials tonight. Watch the local news, whether you like it or not. You can
Yeah.
mute the news, but turn on the volume for the commercials. They're
Okay.
just full of jargon garbage. We have the best service. Well, I would hope so. We've been open since 1844. How does that help me when my toilet's overflowing?
Quality
Right?
products and
Yes.
yeah, it's like
No one
do
believes
you
it.
do you sell poison? Like nobody's going to say that in their commercial.
Yes. It is about sales, especially in a recession, is
Okay.
about do you genuinely solve my problem? And that begins with carving out for yourself a true market dominating position that gives you a unique selling proposition, right? That value proposition that we talked about.
Yeah.
So that's number 1.
All right. Okay. So what's number 2?
All right. Number 2, once you have a market dominating position, is you can start to put together some compelling offers. Compelling offers generate leads and they move your leads through that buying process.
Okay.
A compelling offer is not plop down the credit card. That is what you do at the very, very end. You're not going to get people through that process. Here's another thing you can do. Go to websites, look for their offers. What's the offer you see on websites? Book an
Book
appointment,
now.
call me,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You need to have compelling informational offers that are going to do risk-free lead generation. It can be a no-risk
Oh.
consultation. It can be a pamphlet, a PDF. Ericka, you could put together, you already have your great book, but you could boil that down. Here's a download. Here's the top 5 things you should know to audit-proof your business.
Yep.
People are going to give you their first name and their email address for that, right? And now
That's
you can
true.
nurture those leads. You can take them all the way through the process. Maybe you sell them a book eventually. Maybe they become a client, but you're lowering the barrier to entry. And
I
when
love
times
that.
are tight, you need to make it easy for people to say yes to something.
Mm,
They're not going to find you on your website, look at it for a minute or so, and say yes and give you the credit card, especially when times are tight. But they
that's
might
true.
take your free pamphlet. They might take a 10-minute call with you, not an hour, but they might do a 10-minute call with you. Give them something that works for your industry that's going to move them into your funnel and give
Mm.
you a chance to nurture them all the way through.
I think we
Super
need to,
crucial.
yeah, I think I need to make a note of that and do that. We've got, you guys, I have to
Well, our group will
sing.
be doing it.
Yeah, I have to sing the praises of and coach, don't, I hope I'm not like steamrolling something you're going to be showing us later, but we've got a program called Go High Level that we use. It's actually white labeled by the fella who manages our website and helps with all that. Y'all, if you need a website, if you need help managing ClickFunnels and building them and making things that look pretty and don't suck, you have to call David Daniel at Better Story Marketing. You just have to. For $50 a month, that program does our CRM. It hosts all our ClickFunnels. It's my calendar. We can send proposals, take payments. It's ridiculously, ridiculously good.
That seems
Okay,
amazing.
it
Seems
is.
amazing value.
I need to introduce you guys if I have not done that already.
Well, but
Okay.
look at his value stack. Look at all the things that he's able to offer. He right. So let's
Yes.
segue right into number 3, which is
Yeah.
bundling. He's
Bundling.
got a bundle.
Yes.
He's selling a bag of oranges while people over here just have an apple or a bag of apples. A bag of oranges is different than a bag of apples. So my third strategy is think about bundling. You
Yeah.
will get more conversions. You're going to turn yourself into oranges when everyone else is selling apples. And so yeah, your CRM guy has got a great value stack. He's got all these
Yeah.
things he stacks on top of one another. The main thing he's charging for is the CRM, I'm sure, but he's able to offer all these other hugely valuable services to you. The
Yep.
key to building successful bundles are you're going to add a lot of things that have a high perceived value to your customers, but aren't
Mm.
necessarily really expensive for you.
Okay.
That's
That
the
makes
key
sense.
to a really great bundle. So he has to support the CRM and he's got his own fees and subscriptions, but he can do some of these add-ons. Like he can do some really basic website maintenance for you. Really valuable because you know that you can get something fixed. In fact, today in our group, you had your website fixed like that.
Yes.
Didn't cost him more than a couple minutes, but for you
Yep.
to have that in your back pocket, that's super valuable.
Yes.
That makes his product bundle really, really good and really, really strong. And
Yeah.
again, when we're talking about how to stick out in a recession, bundles can make you stick out and stand out from the crowd when times are tight really, really well.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So what's number 4?
All right, number 4, you have to be able to increase your frequency of transactions and the value of
Mm.
your transactions. So
Increase
this,
frequency and value of
yes,
transactions.
and that manifests itself in your ability to have upsells, downsells, and cross sells. Now, a lot
Ah,
of people, a lot of slimy salespeople see this as just bilking people out of more money, right? What
yeah.
can I add on? What can I slide in? That is absolutely not the case with my clients.
Mm.
We have upsell, downsell, cross sell strategies so that we can thoroughly and completely solve the needs of our customers so that they
Mm.
keep coming back. They come back more frequently and they spend more with us when they do come back.
Yep.
So having the ability to make an upsell, which is basically you want to supersize that, right? If you like a little, would you like more? To downsell, would
Yeah.
you don't right? You don't
Yeah.
want the full package. You don't want the meal deal. How about just a side of fries to go?
I want the bucket o Dr. Pepper when I go to
Yeah, that's right.
the fast food joint.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just saying.
right. You got it. And then
Yep.
cross sells are complementary. Do you want the apple pie with that? 34% of customers across industries are going to buy an upsell, downsell, or cross sell when they're offered. And they don't buy them because they're getting talked into junk. At least we hope not, right? We
Right.
don't want to be unscrupulous
Yeah.
about this
No.
because it better solves their problem.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't know that they want the gutter guards rather than the gutter cleaning every 4 months. That upsell can
Mm.
be hugely valuable to somebody that gets sick of paying for their gutters to be cleaned. Just as an
Absolutely.
example.
Absolutely. And I'm going to appreciate you more. One of the things that I think people don't value enough is when you get turned down for business. There's a CPA that I work with, that I really like a lot. And I called him for one of my clients and I said, we need somebody, they're this complicated. And he said, you know what, Ericka, that is not in my wheelhouse. I'm not going to be able to service that client well, but here is somebody who can. And so that makes me respect him even more and make me want to give him my money even more. But I doubt, I don't know if that's on the I don't think that's on our strategy list today.
Well, no, but it ties in perfectly. It's, you make sales when you're not selling stuff. That's what I mean by having upsells, cross sells, and downsells. Again, is not about bilking money from customers. It's about being the person that solves their problems and creates loyalty. And then again, when you put this into the recession context, it makes them love what you have, right?
Yeah.
Your best customers aren't people that like what you offer. It's they love it. They got to have it. They're willing to irrationally buy it sometimes, right? For example, I've got I'm a dude in Texas. I've got the F-150 with the lift kit. Oh. And the brush and the steps and the bull bar. Do I need all that junk? No. I'm just a dude in Texas that wanted it. Right?
Yeah.
When I bought my truck with a lift kit, they thoroughly solved my problem, man.
Because then you didn't have to go get it done yourself.
That's right. That was an upsell. I guess you'd call it an upsell or a cross sell, right? The lift kit, but I'm their customer, man. They saw me coming. They knew that's what I wanted, and I left happy, and I am happy to this day. And I will send people to the guy that helped me with the purchase. They didn't bilk me on any money. They had an upgrade, and I wanted it.
Yep, I love it. Okay, speaking of upgrades, you guys, look at this offer that Coach Joe makes. This proposal. This is what is this called? Is this your market dominating position? No. Is this like your compelling offer? This is your compelling offer.
That's an interrupting headline.
Oh, okay. So we're learning something else.
A statement about what I do in my business that's going to get interest from people that are my target.
Yeah, and so
people are going to see this and look past it. They're not interested. That's okay.
Yeah.
But if you own a business and you would like to spend 45 minutes with me and leave with a way to earn $45,000 more at least in revenue, then you might want to spend 45 minutes with me.
I'm telling you, I love that. And that is definitely a stopper, a showstopper. I'm like, can you find $45 in 45 minutes or less? Because this is the thing, without spending an additional dollar on marketing, this is the important part, because that's what so many of the people that I talk to, who are like, oh, we can increase your business, blah, 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 blah. They just want you to go spend more money on other stuff in addition to whatever you're paying them money for.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I just don't feel like, it's like, I understand that we have to spend money on things, but in today's day and age, everything is shifting and changing in marketing and advertising, with Google and all the social media platforms changing their algorithms and what they want to do and what they're going to allow. Actually, most of the marketing people I know who do anything with like emails and stuff like that, they're saying that they're having to refigure out how to do their job right now. I don't know how much of that is true or not, but that sounds very challenging. So
there's just so much saturation on everything. There's so much messaging. You can't get away from it. So you have to know how to cut through the clutter, but I don't say that to say that advertising is bad. Ad spends are good for a lot of businesses. Yeah. But there are systems and processes that you should do first, or make sure you have buttoned down. If you don't have a market dominating position, what are you doing spending money on pay-per-click ads? You're lighting dollar bills on fire.
Literally.
If you can make a compelling offer to get people to give you their email address and phone number and whatever at the end of your offer, what are you doing on the ad spend, right? You have to have the compelling offer first.
Yep.
So there are many things that you need to do before you think about, I just need to throw money on pay-per-click ads.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so in the last 4 minutes, do we have time for our 4 bonus?
Yes. All right, so the honorable mentions. All right, number 1, client reactivation. Client reactivation, especially, it's always really great, especially during a recession. Go back to people that have bought from you before because they've already overcome the fear of buying and you already own their contact information. You don't have to acquire new leads. You don't have to convince them to buy from you. You just have to say, hey, look, you may have forgotten about me, but I'm still here. Put together a compelling offer for them, get them back into the funnel. They may not be ready to buy, the very first text or email or phone call they get from you, but reactivating former clients is a great thing to do, but particularly when money is tight. All right, number 2, your initial close rate. Improve your ability to make the sale. A lot of that is learning how to overcome common objections, to really get down to the heart of the matter. And make sure that and if you're getting objections, it's because you're not explaining what you offer really well, or they're really not a true target customer. Okay. So get better at your initial close rate. Number 3, your follow-up close rate. Have a system for getting over the hump. For example, if I do a 45-minute consultation with someone and they're like, yeah, I'm not sure, whatever, I have to have a system in place to follow up with them, very patiently, maybe some additional education, some additional touch points. So invest time into your follow-up close rate. A lot of business owners assume, okay, send out that proposal. They didn't say yes. They're not interested.
Yep.
They just might need more touch points.
Yep. I literally just had this conversation with a friend of mine the other day. And he said, do you send follow-up emails to people? And I said, well, no, because I just figure what exactly you just said. And and he's like, no, Ericka. And I said, well, how many times do you reach out? And he said, until they tell me to stop bothering them.
Yep. Okay. Here's the industry statistic.
Okay.
80% of sales across all industries are made between the 5th and 12th point of contact. What's actually happening, though, because of the saturation of marketing messages, it's actually getting longer. It's probably more like 15 to 20.
Holy moly.
So just like your buddy said, contact them until they unsubscribe or to say, leave me the heck alone. Right? Because there's so many platitudes and so many marketing messaging, it takes a long time to be convinced.
Yeah.
So stick with it. That is your follow-up close rate. Don't stop educating and moving them through. All right. The last one, referral systems.
Ooh.
Ask people to send you their leads because now they are saying, I know this guy's good. And they're basically becoming your sales team for free, especially when time is tight. What's a better strategy? Let me put money into pay-per-click ads, or let me call the people that are already my customers and say, who do you know that wants the same stuff that you have?
Yeah.
You're running in the same circles. You probably have similar interests. Who can I help?
That is a really, really, these are all really good ideas. I'm like, I need to do all of these things.
We're going to do all these things, Ericka. We just started the group. And folks should hop in the group, right? They're going to do all these things and more.
Well, and it just makes you realize, how easy it can be really to fail as a business owner, right? I think I'm pretty smart, but I'm really smart at accounting and operations management in relation to that kind of stuff. I don't understand marketing or sales. And if I don't cultivate that part of me, if I don't seek guidance or read books or whatever, like how are you going to learn that stuff as a business owner?
Yeah. You've got to get yourself around folks that can help you with that. I mean, the systems and processes of businesses are amazing. It's what you have to have. People start a business because they're passionate about it, not because they know how to run it. And that's just the way it is, and that's fine because you should do what you're passionate about, if at all possible. But you need to make sure you figure out these systems and processes.
Yes, and y'all, you need to go check out CoachJoeAustin.com. He will help you get those systems and processes in place. This is amazing. I'm going to go back and read this or watch this and freaking write down everything that we already talked about so I can make sure they go on the list.
Well, if you miss it, it's going to come up in the group. So
I love it. I love it. Okay, you guys, we have been joined by Mr. Coach Joe Austin. Thank you so much for joining us today.
You're very welcome.
For sharing those little tidbits, you guys, and definitely go check out his YouTube channel too, because it's just a wealth of information. And I don't have takeout music yet. I don't have like outro music yet, you guys. So I'm just going to
Rocky theme you were singing before. That worked.
Wait, hold on. Do we have any music in here? Oh, you know what I can do, you guys? Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to close with a commercial for my book, Audit Armor. Coach Joe brought it
Would
up
would it
today.
be this book right here?
Yes, yes. Thank
Okay.
you. You guys, it is Accounting Cliff Notes for entrepreneurs. Go get a copy of the book. It'll help you stay out of trouble, understand how to read financial statements.
Speaking
And
of systems you need,
isn't that
speaking
the
of
truth?
systems,
Yes. Hire me to do your bookkeeping. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ericka. I'm a fractional CFO and also known as the Fixer. So if you are a small business owner and you're trying to understand your finances, or you're an entrepreneur and you know that you need to understand some things before you get started, Audit Armor, Fortifying Your Financials is an excellent book for you. Grab your copy today, grab the freebies, and make sure to stay tuned.